Yo guys, what is happening? More White Games, and welcome to another episode of the new season 2, I guess, or season 3. It's kind of confusing me because season 3 is a playlist of this, but it's really only season 2. So I guess welcome back to season 2 of the new city world here, and we're back, working on the same world. We had a really cool building put up last video, which was that modern condominium. And that's looking pretty good. That's kind of like right in this section right here. This is 7 buildings wide. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to fit 7 buildings there, technically speaking, but anyway, we'll do what we can. But according to this diorama, we have this block right here, which is pretty much almost finished. Where's my cursor at? Can we get that out? There it is. So basically, we have this block nearly finished. We have one building right here, which is the yellow one. We have our 2 brick buildings that go over these 4 tiles right here. And then we have one building which is kind of taking the corner here as well, which is kind of in the middle of these 2 blocks. The only building that we haven't put right here would be this one on this block. So I'm going to go ahead and put one there. But that's going to be a relatively small one, so I'm not going to do that one today. What we could do is go along here and actually build out this block right here, which is basically us just putting one building right there and then doing a couple more. This will be an interesting little block. Yeah, we could put up this building right here, or we could go ahead and start on this block right here. I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, or this one up here, whichever one we think would work best. I'm not sure. Why don't we start with this building right here on the corner, and then we will continue back, building. I kind of want to build this whole Midtown section up first, so maybe we could build all these streets in here, and then we'll kind of move into the upper section and whatnot. I might also extend this park, make it a little bit bigger. Why don't we do that right now, actually? Let's build it down to here and make this the new street that goes along the park. There we go. I think it's just a little bit too small for what we got going on here. So that actually might work out a little bit better. I think it will. I think that'll be really cool. Okay, awesome. So let's get to work on this building right here, which will be kind of sticking out. It'll be kind of fun. And then we'll move on to the rest of this block and all the other blocks at some point. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm pretty sure I said this, but this is going to be the transit building. I'm not sure if that's going to be all the space we need or if we need to make it a little bit bigger, but that's kind of the idea that we're going for there with that. And also, I was kind of thinking we should try to accommodate for some sort of stadium at some point, although that's a lot of work, so maybe we should avoid that. I don't know. But this is basically it. That's what we got going on. Let's go ahead now and see if we can jump into building that building. There's a building that we put up last episode. I'm wondering if we can fit the 7. Maybe that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. 7 might be pushing it a little bit, but anyway, we'll see what we can do. But 6 will be fine there, I'm sure. I'm sure it won't be a big deal. So that'll work great. Let's go over here now and start work on that. So technically speaking, this intersection actually comes out and joins up with this one over here. Let's just go ahead and put in some roads. All right, so it goes to there. We have one kind of block worth of building, or one building here, and then this road curves around that one building and kind of comes on an angle down to here. And then at some point kind of levels out and then works on its way down an angle again, kind of over to here. So we have to figure out how exactly we want to go about doing that, but for right now, we don't have to worry about it. For right now, we just got to go ahead and build a building about that size right here. And so we're going to just lay out a basic size for it right here, and then we will put this in with stone. All right, so that's basically the size of what we're dealing with here. I just put out these as a kind of a marker. However, I have an idea for the building that we're going to put up today, and I'm pretty excited about it. All right, so I want to use black wool for it, and it's going to be basically a pretty straightforward structure here overall. It's going to feature this little lobby area, which will be a little bit bigger than the rest of the build. We are going to use a 3 by 3 or kind of a 3 wide window pattern on it, as I usually do, just because I think it looks the best. It's kind of the best of scale on this map. They're an odd number of blocks, so it's easy to work with. That was 4, wasn't it? No, that was 3. We're good. It's kind of hard to tell with the black ones. But yeah, I think this is going to be overall pretty cool building when it's done. All right, so this is going to be the basic layout for the building here. It's just a simple 5 3-wide sections by 5 3-wide sections on either side, and then building them up. I'm not even sure, is this 5 blocks tall? Yeah, it's built up 5 blocks tall, so that's pretty straightforward, I believe. Okay, let's go over here and continue all these lines, just finish up the general structure, and then I'll put some glass in place. All right, so that's the basic layout for the base, or for the floor here. I guess the base, yeah, that's what I meant to call it. Anyway, let's go ahead and put a little bit of a roof on here, whatever you want to call it. Not concrete, geez. Although the concrete looks pretty sleek, but we'll go ahead and stick with the wool for right now, just because I kind of like the pattern that it's going to leave here on the outside. All right, so how are we going to do this? So pretty straightforward. It uses this 1 block wide design. In fact, let me finish up the base here, and then I'll show you a cool trick as to how we can clone it and take advantage of this here. So I just filled in the white stained glass on the base floor here. And let me show you what we're going to do to get up to the second floor. So there we go. I just simply clone that up. And now we're just going to go along here and basically just build in a whole kind of structure for it here. There we go. We only actually need it too tall. And I'll show you here. I'm pretty excited about the design that this building is going to take the shape of. It's going to be kind of interesting here. We'll see how it works. But I can't really explain it too well. You're just going to have to kind of watch me and how I do it here. But hopefully it turns out looking kind of cool. I want to maybe go around the base layer here with a little design that kind of sticks out and allows people to stay dry under the front area. Maybe something like that. I don't want it to look too strange. That might kind of work. Can kind of be cool. There we go. That kind of creates a cool base for it. Now we're just going to go along and add some white stained glass on the side of here. Or actually not white, black stained glass. Sorry. And then it's going to go up on all of these different columns like so. All right, there we go. We got the black stained panes. I like them because they're very discreet. You can barely tell they're there. But trust me, once we have the build here put into place, you will be able to tell they're there. I'm going to go add a couple torches here to each one of the stories just so it stays a little bit brighter as we go up. But this is going to be pretty cool, I think, if it turns out well. All right, so let's start off here by quickly cloning this building 3 stories up, I believe. Now, I'm just looking at that one and thinking that that's going up 3 stories, but hopefully it won't make that much of a difference and won't look too strange. Hopefully it'll turn out good here. All right, here we go. We're going for the first story right here. Oh, I forgot to grab the floor. I didn't quite think this one through because it's actually going to be a 2 wide gap. These should be 3 blocks tall. All right, let's try this again. Keep in mind this is going to be still a relatively small tower as we're close to the water, and I want to keep it so that it kind of graduates back up to the bigger towers. So that's why it is a smaller base. That will help us. Okay, now I got to go in and add a floor on the inside here. There we go. Now let's fix this. All right, so with a little bit of help there, I fixed the building. We're going up 1 more story. Actually, 2 more, but this top one we're going to modify a little bit. On this story, we're just going to simply bring this black glass structure in one like so. Pretty straightforward, I think. We're basically doing that with the exception now that we had to add a couple new glass panes and a couple more torches on the inside. But that's kind of the staggered design that we're going for. Now, of course, when I go up to clone this, I'm still going to run into a problem because I'm going to be cloning that bottom floor, but we're just going to remove it here at the end anyway. The main thing is that we have the shape of the building that we want in. So now I'm going to clone that floor up 1. And we're simply going to have to remove these floors as we go up. When we get to the 3rd story of this, we're going to go even more dramatically in. So let's see if we can make that happen here. All right, so we're going to remove that much more now and come up with another stagger pattern right here. And this stagger pattern is all based on this one corner right here. You could go back even further if you wanted to, or you could do it to all 4 sides. But this one's all going to be based off of building off of this corner. Also, I forgot to add the pillars that continue up here. Working with all black can be a real pain, though, because you always run into when you're placing them, you don't know if you placed them or not. You can't really see what you're doing. Anyway. All right, so I've cloned that shape now. Oh, what's going on there? Whoops. Now we're going up again. There we go. We got another 3 stories. We just got to kind of get rid of all of this stuff. And I just realized that will mean that I'll get rid of all the glass panes, so I'll have to go and replace them all when I'm done. And now here it comes. We're doing one last one here where we're going to get rid of all this. I definitely want to try a bigger scale of this where we do it on all 4 corners and kind of build it up like that. Could be really cool looking. All right, so I built out that whole layer like so now. So we're just going to go up on that, and then we will call this building done. So we'll go up once there and maybe once more. And I think we might call that done. Then we're going to do a total of 1 more story on that, and then we're going to call it finished right there. Cool, yeah, I'm happy with that. That actually turned out pretty cool. Now with this kind of build, when you're using the clone command, there's a lot of cleanup. It definitely takes a little bit more time than your average building. However, I think it's well worth it because it gives you some cool shapes to look at within your city. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean it all up, put some glass panes going up on either side, finish the roof, and then we will check it out when it's all finished. All right, so I went ahead and placed in all the panes, and you can't really see. For the roof here, though, I just want to add one last feature, which is where we're going to go around here and place this in on it. This little layer of stone, which might add a little bit of detail as well. It kind of ties into the ground. I'm not sure if I'm 100% happy with how the ground one turned out yet, but this one should do pretty good. If anything, it'll help us tie it in, and it'll look good. The building probably going to be a little bit bigger looking back at it, so you could go ahead and make it taller in your world if you're building this. However, in my case here, again, I'm trying to avoid big buildings. This is about the tallest I wanted to go in this area of town anyway. Down here, I think we need a little bit more detail, though. Maybe we'll go ahead and just add some curves in like that, just to make it look a little bit more fancy, and I don't know what to call it, a little bit more structured on the base here. So let's go ahead and do that. Quite frankly, if I knew I was going to make it that tall, which I didn't, I would have built a slightly bigger base here. However, this one should do the trick. Once it's all done up like this, I think it won't look too bad. And there we go. Ultimately, a pretty cool looking tower. We have this 3-level section down here, but you'll notice here that I've staircased it by doing 2, then 3, and then 4 heading all the way up, which I think adds a cool little effect, kind of stretches it out as you get up there. And overall, I think it's a cool little addition to the city there, right on the corner. And from any other angle, it just looks like your average, typical little square skyscraper, which is kind of cool as well. From any other angle, just to see a regular old skyscraper. Anyway, that is pretty much going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy this cool little building, this cool little New York style building. I think I will call it officially, because we're definitely doing some cool setback New York style buildings. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and hopefully you are too. Let me know if you liked it down below in the comments, and let me know if you have any suggestions for future builds that we should be doing in the series. With that all said, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Or subscribe to the video? Yeah, subscribe to the video. That makes sense. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.